Hi everybody, this is Doiba. I'm the host for the Conversation on Demand podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in this weekend to see what we have to talk about in the show. I have to acknowledge this past 2 weeks has been very challenging, and I'm sure a lot of us feel the same way all across the world. With so many challenges we're facing, so many things we're dealing with in our society, but with hope, I'm so happy to see all the positivity, all the actions, that have been taken toward all those issues. So thank you for tuning in this weekend. This weekend, I want us to, by the way, this is a show whereby we talk about all things faith, relationship, personal development, business, and all-around wellness. So this week, I want us to look into something I was thinking about. What are we going to talk about? I have a list of things I would love for us to discuss about. I was like, what is something that we should talk about right now, especially being that, we are almost six months into the year. So what are some important things that I think will be beneficial for everybody in this season? So I thought about this topic, and it stuck with me all last week, especially on Friday. Accentuating what really matters. Accentuating what really matters. Basically, we have a cluster of things we want to do, places we want to travel to, career opportunities we want to try, which is amazing because I love variety in life. I love for me to have options about either in my career, in my business, in my relationship, my friendships, and I love to have people from many places, many experiences, diverse experience, very different from the ones I've seen or the ones I've had, because it makes life so beautiful, which is amazing. But these things we have to be very careful, because with everything that is so good, it also has the negative side as well. So, but basically, I want us to think about it in a more professional business, in our personal development journey, how this is very important, because I don't know if you know about people who are like jack of all trades. They like everything, but they're not good in something specific, right? They like everything. They want to try, any opportunities that is available, which I think, a lot of us, we need to be able to try out things, because as young people, sometimes we are still shaping our personalities. So we need to experience some things to be able to give us a glimpse of what actually we're really interested about. But that is great. But we don't have all the time in the world to do that, because for a lot of us, you need to be able to pay your bills. So trying out things, while that sounds amazing, you still need to be able to do something that actually brings you profit. But trying out everything is not going to be able to necessarily do that for us. And recently, one of my co-workers, she was talking about how our daughter, she's currently graduated, right? Our daughter, when she was a little bit younger, she was trying out all these classes, extracurricular activities, which I think is amazing. As kids, you want to try all the amazing stuff. I encourage that everyone should do that if you have the opportunity to do that, right? But at the end of the day, she doesn't know how to dance. She doesn't know how to play an instrument. She doesn't do a lot of things that she thought she had interest in. She actually ended up not knowing how to do, and it's something particular. So, and that spoke volume to me, because I am that way. I am that person that I have to be doing something, because in my mind, if I'm not doing something, if I'm not busy, I'm not productive. That is how, I'm basically recovering from that. So be hopeful for me, and I'm sure a lot of people are feeling the same way as well. So I like to be, I love to be doing something, whether in school, in church, maybe something extra research I'm doing on the side. I like to be active. I like to have so many things and so many responsibilities I'm doing at hand. So recently, I was like, listen, just like that girl whom the mother was talking about, how she ended up not knowing how to do something in particular. There are so many things that I threw myself into doing that I ended up not knowing how to do them, because, you need focus. You need focus to be able to put in the hours, the dedication to be able to get that skill and be very good at it. So if you're thinking about being jack of all trades but master of none, that is a problem, because you need to be, it really affects your whole confidence. It affects your creativity, which is what we're going to talk about right now today. So why is this important that we accentuate what really matters? Because if you don't accentuate what really matters, and you're throwing yourself out there, it basically saying yes to everything else except your most important goals, because which is why I don't like multitasking. A lot of people say they can multitask. You really can multitask and you do a very good job. Are you sure? I love to do this assessment because I love to improve on a daily basis, because I think part of what all of us are great people and we do amazing, great work. If you put dedication and the time and you put in the research you need for what you're doing, it's gonna work out. But do we really do this assessment about things that are working for us? Do we need to maybe modify the way we do things, modify the way we stay productive? Which is how I arrive at this topic, accentuating what really matters. I don't need to be everywhere. I don't need to be doing everything. I just need to stay focused on what really is important to me. Yes, just need to focus on what's really important to me. And why do I say that? Because I'm talking about creativity, right? Creativity in the sense that, I'm not fully an artist, but I know that I tried painting at some point in my life. Wasn't great at it, right? But I know for sure that if I really had dedicated time and effort into that, which I could have, but because I was so occupied with so many things that I was doing at that time. And for me, I know that is not my most important goal. So it was easy for me to let it go. So creativity, it limits creativity if you're trying to do everything at the same time, multitasking at the same time. It limits your creativity because it takes focus, dedication for you to continue to, even when you make mistakes, you come back and you try again. You try a new recipe if you're doing the food. You try a new recipe. You ask friends for reviews. The dedication you take for people to try out to see if actually what you're doing, you're improving. If you're everywhere at the same time, it's actually very easy for you to just, let that go because you have options. So not accentuating what really matters, basically, it's basically, how will I put it? It strips you of your creativity. It strips you of your creativity. And you don't want to do that. And I think something else he also does for you is that it actually starves you. You need to starve your fears. What do I mean by that? So for the most part, a lot of us want to do so many things at the same time, basically because we want to be known. We want our resumes to reflect that we've done A, B, C, D, whatever to Z, which is a list of things. And especially right now in the society where we live in, whereby a lot of people want to see what you've done, which is amazing. And the more things you have on your resume, the more people the more the company or the person interviewing you or the person that wants to give you the opportunity thinks you are very vast, which is amazing. But is that what really we should be striving about? Is that what really we should be looking into? How about we are very good in something so much that we cannot be replaced in it? How about that? So take away that fear of feeling like you need to know how to do everything. You don't need to know how to do everything. You just need to be very good in what is really important to you. So, and we can have this conversation. There are so many dimensions I think we can have this conversation because I believe not accentuating what really matters really rob us as a society. Let's look into people that want to go into maybe organizations or want to be a president of something, basically just for the sole purpose of having that in your resume, when in fact you're not really equipped for that job or that role. And at the end of the day, you basically end up not really doing the purpose for which why you said you're going to take that position. Is that really fair? Is that really fair? So we have to let go of those fears, feeling that if you don't have too many things in your resume or if you don't have so many experience in something, you don't amount to much. That is not true. We need to accentuate on what really matters. Just my take on it. I'm looking forward to see what you have to say. And also something else I think not accentuating what really matters does is that it puts pressure on you and it stresses you. And in this show, I am all about wellness. I love that you want to have so many experiences, you want to know how to do so many things, but I am not interested in living an unhealthy life. And I did public health, right? So I know how stress affects the body. I know that. That's why, I limit myself from any situation that's going to stress me out. If I can prevent it, I'll prevent it. And why put yourself through so much stress, and you end up not knowing how to do exactly that which you thought you had interest in. You put yourself through so much stress, you didn't get the work done, you did not serve the people you actually needed to serve, the job, you didn't do a good job doing that. And at the end of the day, you're feeling bad, you're stressed, your skin is breaking out, you're dehydrated because of long hours trying to catch up on so many things you've involved yourself in. So we really need to accentuate on what really matters. Not everything calls for your attention. Not everything you need to be part of. Some things you just, I don't mind being a spectator at this point. I could just listen and learn. And I think it builds character too. If you accentuate on what really matters, it builds your character, because whatever you are able to focus on at that time, over time you'll be able to be very, very good at it. That's, somebody said if you stay long on a subject for up to 5 years, you can be an expert in it. Yeah, if you be an expert in subject A and in the next 5 years, maybe you have interest in something else. I'm not saying that you just throw out everything and just focus on. In fact, you know yourself better. But just focus on something that is truly, truly important to you and stick to it. Keep grinding. That's what all of us are trying to do. We want to be experts in whatever we're doing. So you cannot get there if you're like everywhere, You just have to stay focused. That's my piece. And I think something else, not accentuating what really matters does. I'm going to just use this notepad. Not accentuating what really matters. I talk about limiting creativity. We are very, very creative individuals. And I talk about how it limits your creativity because your attention span is in so many things and not focus on what really, really matters to you, or what you're actually very good at that you need to just continue to work on so that you become very great at it. So it limits creativity. Instead of you doing something on the side that basically you just maybe have a minimal interest in it, but if you use that time, invest it in what really, really is important, you're going to be better. You're going to be able to serve us better because I want to see your products, But if you don't do that, you basically rob us of, that greatness. And we don't want to do that. We don't want that. And something that I think not accentuating on what really matters does is that it limits your self-confidence. I have to use this. I have to use this. It limits your self-confidence in the sense that you basically gonna be going on this roller coaster thinking that you're not good enough. That's why you're trying to make up for something. If you know you are good enough in what you're doing, you're gonna be gladly be serving the people that you need to serve. Yes. So it's basically dampens your self-confidence, and you don't want to do that. Confidence in what I bring to the table. And when I bring my best work to the table and I demand for the particular amount of money to be paid, you will be glad. You will gladly give me that check. You will gladly give me that resource. You will gladly give me that support because I truly have put in my time and dedication to be able to make that happen. So it builds self-confidence, and self-confidence in itself, it takes a lifetime to build self-confidence, but having self-confidence shows that you are sure of what you bring to the table. So we have to stay focused. We have to stay focused. While it's great that you want to experience so many things in life, you want to be able to have so many things in your belt, which is awesome, but truly, you have bills to pay. This is not about passion because since I said bills to pay, it just came to my mind that, okay, I know I have bills to pay, but what if I'm passionate about something? Well, focus on that passion, not just so many things at the same time. That is accentuating on what really matters. Not just having it as option A, just option B, just in case option A doesn't work out. Accentuating on what really matters. You don't want to be that kid that you wanted ballet, you wanted to do You wanted to be a singer, you wanted to play an instrument, you wanted to do baseball, you wanted to do some sports, so many things. But at the end of the day, you basically kind of feels like it's not wasted, because every life experience is very, very important. But it kind of feels like you kind of wasted precious time. That's how I feel. I might be wrong, but yeah. So just focus on what really matters. Focus on what really matters. Because, you know, self-confidence is important. Your creativity is important. Your creativity alone in itself is what's saying, you know, putting in that dedication into that thing. So that's my piece. Tell me what you're thinking about this. For parents, I would love to see what you guys have to say, because just in case that example about my colleague who allowed her daughter to do so many things, and whenever she wanted to change, she allowed her change, and at the end of the day, she does not know how to do something in particular, nothing in particular. I believe she took some experiences or some things that could basically help her in life, you know, with all of that. But if that resonated with you, please, I would love to see your comments in the comment section. And you know, stay happy, stay joyful, you know, stay radiant, drink your water. I have mine right here. I'm taking every now and then, but I have to say, this has been a really, really amazing session. It feels at home to me, and because it's also things I'm also dealing with myself. So I love to see your feedbacks and your comments, and I hope you have a very great week. Stay blessed, stay encouraged, go out and live your life's purpose. Bye bye.